Hi everyone, for today's video, I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, and as of filming it right now, I don't even know if this video is going to live to see the internet, but I guess if you're watching it, then that means that I did decide to upload it, and I'm actually filming the intro of this video at the end because for the majority of this video I'm putting my makeup on. But I didn't want to start the video with no makeup on because I didn't want to scare anybody off. So I thought I would film the intro at the end once my face was already put on and just tell you a little bit about what you can expect from this video because it's definitely kind of all over the place, and I apologize in advance for that, but also you should probably expect nothing less from me. But the point being is I wanted to film this video where I talk a little bit about kind of a life update with where I am, not so specifically with things happening in my life, but more so how the things in my life have made me feel mentally. And something happened in my life about a week ago that made me kind of want to reevaluate my life and more specifically my happiness. And I've decided that I really want to try and learn to enjoy the more mundane aspects of life, things like getting up in the morning and having breakfast or doing the dishes, like the things in life that we have to do every single day that we can't help. I want to be able to find the joy in those moments. So in this video, I talk a little bit about how I've been feeling lately, and I slightly vaguely touch on some things that have happened. But for the most part, I kind of wanted to just talk about my intentions for my life going forward, specifically for this month, some like goals and stuff that I have for this month and this year. And I just thought it would make the video a little bit more interesting if I talked to you about it while I did my makeup so that I wasn't just sitting here like staring at a camera. It helped to kind of have like something to do. So I hope that somebody might watch this video and maybe relate to it, and it will help motivate them to want to do the same thing. As well as another reason I'm making this video is because I think that talking about it and saying my intentions out loud to quite a few people on the internet will also help me be motivated to actually implement these things and not just say them, because actions speak a lot louder than words, and I can say a lot of things in this video, but then if I don't actually do them, they don't really mean anything. But hopefully I will actually be able to do some of these things, and I'm realizing that I'm continuing just to ramble at this point, so I should probably just jump into the video. Beware the next scene, I don't have any makeup on, viewers' discretion is advised. Well, here I am, naked-faced on the internet again. Who'd have thunk it? Not me. Honestly, I'm surprised that I'm even filming this video right now because as of lately, like one of the reasons I haven't been doing a lot of filming lately is because I've been feeling really self-conscious about the way that I look with makeup on, much less the way that I look without it. But I've actually been trying to do some like exposure therapy, which unfortunately means you have to be exposed to it also. But even this last week at work, I've actually been wearing my face makeup to work, but not any eye makeup for reasons that maybe I'll touch on a little bit in this video. But it's made me realize that I don't actually hate the way that my eyes look without makeup as much as I thought I did. I've always been really insecure about my eyes specifically because I just feel like it doesn't look like I have any eyelashes, and they just feel like beady little mole rat eyes. So I like to wear like a lot of eyeliner and mascara and a lot of makeup to accentuate my eyes. But lately I've been going without it, and I don't hate it as much as I thought I did. But I have been very stressed out lately, which means that I have been having some really horrible breakouts, like worse than usual. So this is a little bit worse than what my face usually looks like, but I'm trying to get used to it because it's what's happening. It's natural to a point, and there's nothing I can really do about it. I'm sure I probably talked at the beginning of this video in a little intro that I'm gonna film at the end. It all gets very confusing when I do these videos, but I'm sure I talked a bit in the intro about what I'll be talking about in this video. But essentially I just want to talk a little bit of like a life update. I'm not going to get into anything really specific because, as per usual, it involves other people and that just feels uncomfortable sharing on the internet. But I want to talk a little bit about where I am in life with my mental health and stuff like that, and also some goals that I have moving forward with my life in general, but especially some things that I want to focus on this month specifically. And I thought instead of just doing like a sit down video talking about it, I would maybe make it a little bit more interesting by doing my makeup. I've done a couple of makeup videos on my channel in the past, and not a lot of people have watched them, but the people that do watch them seem to really enjoy them. So I thought maybe I would do it again, and this might be something you guys want to see. Hello, are you there? Oh, there it is. Although I will say my makeup videos in the past have been more like talking a lot about my makeup and not talking about other things, whereas this video I don't think I'm going to be talking a whole lot about like the products that I'm using or my techniques or lack thereof. But if you are curious, I am using the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Fit Me foundation in the shade 110 Porcelain because I am super pale. I already put moisturizer on, so now I'm just going to put on some foundation to cover up some of my acne, which I have to say this foundation does pretty well at being like full coverage and covering up a lot of my blemishes. But anyways, point being, talking a bit about my life and what has been happening lately. I had something happen to me, well, over the past few months or so. I think it's kind of ironic that May was Mental Health Awareness Month, and that is probably the worst that my mental health has been in quite some time in May, and it just got a lot worse at the very beginning of June. So exactly a week and 1 day ago, I had something happen to me that, again, I'm not going to go into it because it involves other people, and I feel like that is the story of any of my life updates. Like, I start the video going, something tragic happened, but it involves other people, give this video a thumbs up. Like, I don't like to talk about things that involve other people because it doesn't, I don't know, sit right with me. But something happened that was very sad for me, and I felt really bad about it for this week, and I was doing a lot of crying this week, which is why I wasn't wearing eye makeup when I was going to work, because I just never knew when the feelings were going to hit me again, and I was just going to start crying. So I thought it would just be better to not wear any eye makeup so that it would be easier to just like touch up some of my face makeup if I cried some tears of sorrow. But yeah, that's what's happening. But that thing that happened a week and 1 day ago has really caused me to reevaluate my life, and more specifically my joy that I get out of life and my happiness. And I've come to realize that I've tried to seek happiness from outside sources and like found myself only finding happiness in the like really exciting moments in life, and like on the day-to-day where I'm just like everybody else pretty much, I'm just living the same day over and over again. Like, that's just a fact that I think 99% of us have to face, is that we get up in the morning, we go to work, we do the same things that we always do, and then we come home and are, most of us, very tired, and we don't have, you know, the most time to do super fun things or like be going out with friends all the time or going on vacations and stuff like that. And it was only those extra special moments that I ever found myself finding joy in life, and I just don't want to live like that anymore. Like, I want to be happy in my life, or at the very least feel content, and pretty much my whole life I've always lacked that feeling, and I'm really tired of it. I really want to find joy in the little things in life. And that's not to say that I've never found happiness at other points in my life. Like, there are some days where I randomly will get into this mood where I will like read a whole book in a day, and in those moments, like, I'll be drinking a cup of coffee, and if it's like raining outside, and I maybe won't even realize that it's happening in the moment, but later on I'll look back on it and think, oh my goodness, I was really happy in that moment and really content in that moment, just like reading a book with it raining outside and drinking a cup of coffee. Or even there was a time not too long ago, I remember I had the day off and I was home alone, and I was like doing chores around the house, like vacuuming and doing the dishes, but I was singing along to like movie soundtracks from my childhood, like stinking Princess and the Pauper, Barbie soundtracks, and I was literally having the time of my life. And if I was just more intentional about doing those kinds of things, I feel like I would be just a lot happier in general. But a lot of times I just get caught up in all of the bad things, and I end up just like angrily doing the dishes instead of like putting on some music and enjoying my time doing the mundane things in life. So that is something that I really want to do in my life going forward this year, but I especially want to focus on it and make it like a habit this month in June. And this is definitely not a new concept. Like, I've seen people talk about this a lot, especially recently, which is like romanticizing your life or becoming the main character of your life, which to some people might seem like really cheesy or whatever, but I actually think it's like a really good idea to enjoy the mundane, less like fulfilling, I guess, aspects of life, because obviously, like I said, when you're doing the more like satisfying things in life, like you're going on vacation and you're accomplishing things, maybe you got a promotion and you're moving up, or you're going to college and you're getting an education, it's like those things are satisfying and that makes you happy, but it's like I want to enjoy the less fulfilling parts of life and the more mundane parts of life, because right now that's all that I really have. And I have definitely implemented some of these things in my life in the past. Like, for instance, I remember earlier this year my mom kind of made fun of me for it in like a nice motherly, endearing way, not like a I'm actually making fun of you way, but it was in January. We were going to take down all of my Christmas decorations, and I had like 2 whole Christmas trees up this year, so it was going to take a lot of time to take all these things down, and we were about to get started, and I was like, wait, I have to change into my undecorating outfit, and my mother has like no idea what I was about to like walk out with right now, but I went to the other room and I changed into a dress, and like not anything like super fancy, it was just like a summer dress, but like I had no business needing to wear a dress while taking down Christmas decorations. However, it's like if I'm gonna do something like vacuuming, I want to do it and feel like a Disney princess, okay? It genuinely does make it that much more fun, okay? And not all of romanticizing life has to do with like your outfits. A lot of mine tend to, like when I'm going to cook something, I have no business wearing an apron, okay? Like, I've never put on an apron and like utilized it for its actual function, but if I'm going to put my frozen pizza in the oven, I'm going to put an apron on because it makes me feel like I Love Lucy, and that just makes it more fun, okay? I can't explain exactly why, but it just does, and you know, that's what I want to do. But like lately in life, I've been neglecting those little like extra steps to make things a little bit more special, and instead I've just been, you know, putting my frozen pizza in the oven and then eating it sadly like on the floor, you know? If you're wondering why the video jumped and my eyes are now complete, it's because my mother gave me a phone call, so I was talking to her on the phone while I just finished up my eye makeup because I figured y'all probably didn't care enough to watch it anyway. Also, it's just kind of tragic watching me do my makeup because I don't really know what I'm doing. But anyways, so I don't remember exactly where it was that I left off in talking about wanting to be more intentional in my life and finding joy in the little things in life. And if anybody has any tips on like how to find that joy in the mundane things in life, I can't believe I'm making this a video on the internet, but you know, let me know in the comments. But like some of the things that I tried to do that I think make things feel more intentional and just makes those moments a little bit happier is like, one, dressing like the main character. Like I said, a lot of this stuff has to do with the way that I dress and the way that I present myself, and you know, obviously that's different for everybody. Everybody's like a different main character of their own life, and some people like don't want to wear makeup to work every day, whereas for me it's like that is a part of my character, is I love wearing makeup and the lipstick and all that stuff. It's like a big part of me. So is like my jewelry and the earrings that I wear. Like, I love to get dressed up. It makes me feel better. And when I'm wearing like an outfit that I really enjoy, I find that even, you know, the days at work that feel like I'm just living the same day over and over again, those days where like I'm really vibing with my outfit and my makeup and stuff like that, I still have a good day. And those are like the better days. Some other things that I like to do to make things a little bit more intentional is like, if I'm gonna read a book, I will have a cup of coffee with it also in like one of my favorite mugs. I'll light a candle so that there's like the ambiance of it. And again, it's just like one of those things that kind of feels like living in a movie. I know the like original quote that like started this whole romanticizing your life thing was something about living your life like you're in a Studio Ghibli film, which I've never seen a Studio Ghibli film, but like I understand what people are saying when they quote that. So that is exactly like what I'm trying to achieve in my own life. However, while that is like the end goal is to like romanticize my life and become the main character of my life, I do also just need to take this month in June to get back to living even a little bit, like much less enjoying the life I'm living, but just like living, because these last couple of months I have had such a hard time, and I have just pretty much given up on a lot of my hobbies, a lot of the things that did bring me some joy earlier. Like I couldn't find joy in them anymore. Like I struggled to even sit down and read one chapter of the book that I was reading because my mind would just constantly wander off to bad places. Something I feel like I could do a whole video about is my, like, I don't know if unhealthy is the right word for it, but kind of that's like the best thing I could think of right now is like my unhealthy relationship with time. And that might not make sense to people, but maybe once I explain it to you, you'll understand. But something that I have dealt with even since I was a little kid was always hating the fact if I ever felt like I wasted my time. And the thing is would be things that I wouldn't be wasting my time. I would be learning. Like if I was in school and I got something wrong, it would be like I've wasted my time. Like I needed to get it right the first time, otherwise it was a waste. Even though it's not a waste, I'm learning. I got it wrong and now I'm going to learn how to do it right. So I've carried that with me through a lot of my life, is feeling like if I make mistakes, it means that I've wasted my time, and that includes even things like filming videos. If I film this video, which at this point it's taken me like almost a good hour to film it, if I film this and then I go to edit it and I realize that I just didn't form any like thoughts correctly and this is not valuable to upload onto my channel, or if perhaps something about it like the file's corrupted or the audio is messed up or stinking the focus is off or whatever, I can't upload it to my channel. I feel like I've wasted an hour of my time, and that is genuinely like such a devastating feeling to me, like wasting time, that it will ruin my whole day. And then that's an even bigger waste of time, because now I didn't just waste an hour, but I'll get so upset about it that I'll waste my whole day. And that is very frustrating and something that I am trying to work on. But point being, these last 3 months, I would say, although it kind of feels like the last like 8 months, I feel as though I have made mistakes and I wasted a lot of my time. And I know that in the future, I'll look back on this and realize that I learned a lot of lessons through this, like even just the lesson now of, you know, what happened a week ago is the thing that pushed me to reevaluate my life and my happiness and stuff like that. Like, then it wasn't all a waste, because hopefully from this point forward, I will be happy. But my brain can't help but think, if only I'd have noticed sooner, I could have been happy this whole time. You know, that's like the internal struggle that I'm dealing with. So point being, these last couple months, I've really just like neglected so many aspects of my life, whether it's YouTube or reading or even spending time with other people, just all sorts of things. It's just been kind of a disaster, and I really want to try and get my life back on track, but also not overwhelm myself. So I made myself a little checklist of really attainable goals that I can work on for the rest of the month of June, because at this point June is like half over. But I made myself a little checklist in my planner here. I also found this, it's by the Happy Planner, which is to me a pretty like expensive planner brand, but I know it's very popular. I've always looked at them and admired all of the planners, but I've never actually purchased one because they're always just been out of my price range. But I actually found this one at Joann's and it was on sale. It also wasn't dated. A lot of the other ones were dated, which means that it's like almost 6 months worth of the planner that I can't even use because it's got the date on it. But this one wasn't, so I can just start at the beginning. And I found a lot of the planner stickers on sale at Hobby Lobby as well. So I decided to give planning another go, even though I've never been very good at it before. But I made myself a little checklist for the month of, like I said, super like easy and attainable goals just to help me get back on track and feel like I'm accomplishing something, because as of the last couple months, like I said, I feel like I haven't accomplished anything and I've just been wasting my time. So I thought I would share the things on this list with you because I think I do want to get back into doing some like weekly vlogs, and not even necessarily like reading vlogs, but just kind of like week in my life vlogs where I'm more motivated to actually get these things done so that I have content for the vlog for that week. I just find that that's another way to kind of romanticize your life and feel like you're the main character of your movie, is if you're like actually filming what you're doing, and then you can kind of look back on it and see all of the things that you accomplished, even if there's something really small. I just realized the eyeliner that I did is not even at all, but similarly to what they say with your eyebrows are not twins, they're sisters. But I don't think my eyeliner's even related. Now that we're nearing the end of my makeup, because we're on to my eyelashes, I should probably get started telling you some of the things that I would like to accomplish this month, and then I should wrap this video up, because you're probably tired of hearing me ramble on for ages about just depressing things and me trying to be hopeful, but I don't feel super hopeful right now, if I'm being completely honest with you, but I'm trying to take the steps to get there, even though I don't feel like I'm there right now. Like, I'm talking more hopeful than I actually feel, if I'm just being completely honest with you. And I'm hoping that filming this video and talking to you about some of the things that I hope to accomplish this month to try and get myself back on track in life and just enjoying life for once, more than just for a couple moments at a time. So I'm hoping that this will help, but at this point, if I'm just being completely frank with you, I am speaking a lot more hopeful than I actually feel in my head. But these are the things that I would like to accomplish this month in June, and some of them aren't even like accomplishing things, but also just like little things that I want to do. Like, I have a movie on here that I want to go see. But the first thing on my list that I would like to accomplish actually has to do with a sort of new hobby that I've taken up, but it's more so like I've rediscovered an old hobby, and that is crocheting. So when I was probably like a preteen, or like a preteen, early teenager, I did crocheting, and I actually crocheted like a couple of scarves and stuff like that, but I also crocheted a whole pink blanket. And I wanted this blanket to be huge because my intention was for it to be able to fit me, my dog, and my 2 cats that I had at the time. Like, all of us would be able to snuggle under this giant blanket, and I crocheted the whole thing and probably burnt myself out on it, and I don't think I've crocheted a single thing since then, which was like a good 10 or so years ago. But I've recently kind of rediscovered the love of crocheting because it's something that I turned to at the like end of May, beginning of June, when I was feeling really anxious. Like, that was probably when my mental health was at its worst, besides like this last week. And so I turned to crocheting as a way to keep my hands busy and keep my mind busy enough that I could just concentrate on what I was doing, but also it wasn't something like reading a book where you have to focus so hard that if you have other things on your mind, you can't even accomplish like reading the book. Like, at least even if I was thinking about other things, I could still crochet, if that makes sense. It was like it took just enough concentration for me to be able to do it. I don't know if that makes sense or if I'm explaining it well, but that's essentially why I started doing it again. And rather than starting with something small as my first project, like maybe doing a scarf or something like that, I decided to crochet my mom a blanket, because she has also been very supportive of me during this very difficult time in my life when I have also probably not been the funnest to be around. So I decided to crochet her a blanket, and so my first goal on this checklist is to finish that blanket, and then I plan to start on another project. There's somebody else that I would like to make a blanket for, and I also bought some yarn that I really want to crochet myself, like a little cardigan out of it, like a little summer cardigan. So, but for now, just in June, I want to finish that blanket as like a nice achievable goal. The next thing on my list, which before I tell you it, I am going to do my lipstick, which I think I said that I was going to maybe talk about like the brands and the products that I was using, and then I ended up doing none of that, but lipstick has always kind of been my thing, so I will tell you what lipstick I have been wearing a lot recently. So the first one is one that I wear a lot just on its own anyway. It's by Maybelline. This is 370 and it's called Spice for Me. This is a really nice like autumnal color. Autumn is my favorite season, so I don't care, I'll wear this all year round. But it's just this lovely orangey kind of shade, and I love to wear this one a lot on its own anyway. But then for some reason a couple of weeks ago, I don't even know why I did this, but I was like, you know what, this might look nice if I put a red lipstick over top of it and layered it, which is something that I've never really done before, is ever like layered my lipstick. I've always just gone with one. So this is by Sephora, and this is called, it's in the color 84, and it's called Poinsettia, I think. This was a part of their like Christmas collection, so I don't know if it's available anymore or if it's like got a different name now. But I just put it on the bottom and then rub my lips together, and I just love the way that this color looks for some reason. I don't know why I ever thought of pairing these things together, because I feel like I wouldn't necessarily assume that orange layered with a red would look nice, but for some reason I really love it. So that is my makeup look as of recently. I pretty much do the same makeup every single day, only I switch up like every few months basically. But yeah, on to the next thing on my checklist, which now I'm done with my makeup, so I'm gonna try and speed this video along a little bit. But the next thing is to go and see the new Jurassic World film. I'm gonna probably go and see it with my mom, because she is the one that originally got me into watching Jurassic Park when I was a little kid. Like, it's one of the first films I ever remember watching. I've seen all of the Jurassic World films in the theater, and had I been alive when the original ones were released, I probably would have seen them in the theater also. So that's just like one of the little things that I look forward to going and doing. You know, I can't like go on vacation or do anything like super exciting, but I do look forward to the times that I can just go to the movie theater and see a movie. The third thing I hope to accomplish, which again is just like a little attainable goal for me, is to finish a book. I have been struggling so hard to read lately. Like I said when I was talking about the crocheting, like it's been difficult for me to read because I just can't focus. My brain wanders too easily to other things. So I would just like to finish a book. Fourth on my list is just to journal. I have already journaled a couple of times this month about some of the things that have happened, and it's definitely helped me, so I want to journal more often. I did at the beginning of this year set myself like a resolution, let's say, to journal every single day, and I stuck with it for I think maybe like 10 days, and then I messed up, and it's just kind of like once I mess up, I find it difficult to even try again, because I'm like, well, I already failed. And that's another one of those things that I need to work on with myself, is not feeling like if I failed I can't ever like start it again or something like that. But I'm not setting myself a specific like journal every single day or journal every other day or anything like that. I just wrote journal as an attainable goal. The next one is to film a video. So I'm filming a video right now, which if this video turns out and I don't absolutely hate it after I edit it and I upload it, then that will be one thing already checked off of this list. I'm still not super sure if this video is ever going to see the light of day, because I feel like I'm being too vulnerable in this video, and that scares me a little bit. But hey, if maybe perhaps somebody watching this will relate to this video and it'll help them feel less alone, then that is worth uploading it, because I think it's nice to talk about our experiences in life if they can possibly help somebody else, even though I'm being vague with it. And then the final thing on my checklist, I again just wrote something that's very like attainable and easy, and that is to write something. So I used to do a lot of creative writing when I was a kid. I would write stories and stuff like that, and I would start a lot of books. I never was very good at finishing them, but I would write and start a lot of stories. And since then, it's been over a year, I think, since I've done any kind of creative writing, and even then it was like, I think I maybe wrote for 1 or 2 days, and then before that it had been a good like 2 to 3 years since I've written anything. So really it's been a very, very long time since I have done any kind of creative writing. And obviously you guys know that I journal and stuff like that, but I mean like writing fiction and stuff. So what I was gonna write originally on here was start your book, because there is one like main book idea that I've had in my head for years and years and years, and I tried writing it a couple of years ago and I ended up getting discouraged with it and never continuing on. So I do want to eventually go back to that idea and actually start writing it again. But again, I wanted to write attainable goals, and something like that seems very daunting. So rather than writing start your book, I decided to just write something. So I think I'm going to start off by just writing some, not even short stories. I do want to dip my toes into writing some short stories, but I think it would be nice to just write some scenes, like not completed works of any kind, but just like write a scene and get back into creative writing. And that seems like another sort of attainable goal, just to get me started back into it. So those are the few goals that I have for myself in June, and just some goals that I have in my life going forward of trying to find joy and happiness in the more mundane moments in life. And like I said, if you have any like advice or tips for that, let me know in the comments, as well as anybody else can go to the comments and see that advice as well if you feel like you're going through the same thing. The sun has decided to make an even bigger appearance, so I'm sorry if the lighting seems really overexposed, but that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. I'm sorry if it was really rambly. I haven't filmed in a while, and I'm at a point in my life mentally that I have never been at before, which isn't to say that I haven't ever felt this level of low before, because I definitely have, but it's just completely different circumstances than I've ever been in before, and I'm struggling with it right now, but I'm trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel, and this is like my starting point for that. So yeah, like I said, I'm making this video so that maybe it will help motivate me to actually do this stuff, as well as if somebody finds this video relatable and it will motivate them also, then that feels like an accomplishment for me and means more than all of the other things. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already and you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!